Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting night of 10 Dead Rats.
Ooh.
Your
That's
weekly
us. That's us-ish.
Your weekly-ish Warhammer Fantasy and old school D&D mashup. We have been out for 2 weeks. Our apologies.
2 weeks.
Circumstance beyond our control, I'm afraid. But we're excited to be back at long last. I got a couple announcements before we get going. The first is that there is an updated copy of the rules available on 10deadrats.com. There's nothing that will be surprising to anyone. It's rules that we've been playing with for a long time. I just hadn't actually updated the document in apparently over a year. So, good God, has it been that long? Yes, it has.
Yes.
Yes, it has.
Yes, yeah. Yes, it has. Yes.
Yes, it has. So, that is available if you care to check it out. I think the major changes are like the magic system got tuned a bit, and I think the experience charts got tuned a little bit. Anyway, check that out if you care. The other thing, as you may be aware, unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, our show did end up being canceled due to a loss in Colleen's family. Dear Ziggy, who you may recollect as Patches, as his in-game persona. So we just wanted to take a moment to say farewell to Patches and share our memories thereof. Does anybody have a Patches story they wanna share?
In general, yeah. I loved how every time my dog cried, we would then just bring Patches into the scene. Like he would whine or bark, Patches would be there, and there was there was no other explanation other than, "Oh yeah, well get off me, Patches," and then he'd be there, like down in the weird cavern with the dwarves. Patches show up, right. Like Patches is there. Yeah, we'd show up at a party. Patches somehow would be there.
In black tie.
And I don't know where he was hiding the entire time, but I'm sure it was probably in Yeffy's jacket. Yeah.
I always assumed he was just tagging along behind. And being ignored by the party, like, stinking dog. Until he finally asserted himself.
So, yeah.
Aww. But yeah, they're definitely that's a classic gaming trope, right? The pet who seems to be missing at key moments.
Moments when it's inconvenient to have a dog around. He was not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree. I love that we as soon as he made noise, as soon as he showed up in camera, it was bring Patches into the scene.
Patches, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that was even ever explained to me. It was just like, oh yes, that's our dog that's always been here.
Patches?
Does anyone want to recount how Patches was found? Does anybody remember how?
That is my favorite one, where Patches was part of a sideshow like mutant display at what was that, Schoppenfest in Bogenhaven? This is like season 1, and Patches is just a dog with one eye.
It's an amazing one-eyed dog.
His amazing one-eyed dog was the thing, but the whole bit was like a scam, and we ruined the whole show and caused most of the performers to escape, and so we adopted Patches. Because the other thing was like a 3-legged goblin, so Patches was the best part,
and a monkey,
and a monkey,
yeah.
And that's where we did keep him around, right? Like ever since then, Patches was with us.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, I think the monkey was billed as like a hairy child, but
hairy child.
Yeah. But Patches was the amazing one-eyed dog, and it was literally just a dog who had lost his eye.
He was still the best part of the show.
Excellent. Anyone else have Christian? You have a Patches memory you want to share?
The thing that always stuck with me, I think never actually happened in game, and might have happened like off screen after we stopped airing. I don't know. So it was when we were first going into the castle. We talked about how would Patches get pulled into the Vickendorf castle whole scene, And somebody pitched the idea of, well, we just got to have an episode that's just Patches wandering around the castle on his own, getting into hijinks.
Patches episode.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Now knowing that there were a bunch of weird cats in that castle, he would have had a great time.
Oh my god.
Oh, Patches. Yeah, one of these days we'll have to do the flashback episode of Patches in Castle of Wickendorf. Oh, man. Oh, that's lovely.
So where are we canonically? Is Patches, do we leave him aboard the boat with Renat?
Oh.
That is an excellent question.
Patches and Renat.
I think that's a pretty reasonable expectation that Patches remained on board the boat to be the official mascot of the twin-tailed comet. The comet? Just the comet. It was just called
Just the comet, yeah.
I think that makes sense, seeing how...
Which is not...
Well, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, yeah.
Oh, it just makes sense, because, I mean, we forget about him all the time anyway, and there's now nothing that will really remind us to bring him into the scene, other than, Paul just being like, Patches is here. Because reasons.
Because of reasons. Well, I got a long list of beloved NPCs that I need to work back into the show at one point or another. So someday we'll have the great
can't wait to
show.
see what else is on that list. Oh man,
Excited
beloved,
to
I
meet
assume is
every
a
one of
very
them.
strong word.
Yeah. There's some good ones. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us in our memorial of Patches. And so sorry, Colleen, for your loss.
And thank you everybody who watches the show who said something on the Discord. Thank you. I'm very sad, but
there's a comment.
Here we are.
There's a comment here from Ash who says he could be the one-eyed pirate lord of the Reich.
Excellent.
Patches. One-eyed pirate lord. Lovely. Thank you, Ash. Okay. With that aside, let us dive into tonight's episode of 10 Dead Rats. And we are back. So 3 weeks ago, some things happened, which probably no one remembers. So I'm gonna spend a little extra time here on the recap. So when last we saw our adventurers, they had been traveling with the. Or they had just prevented the capture of the Grand Theogonist by the Sons of Ulrich, a faction of the Ulrichian Church that is perhaps a bit extreme. And they chose in the middle of the night to sneak down and interrogate one of the former Sons of Ulrich via necromantic magic, which they did. Based on that knowledge gained, they came back in the morning to speak with the Grand Theogonist, and the Grand Theogonist requested them to deliver a few letters to Middenheim since they were headed in that direction, which they agreed to and promptly opened once they were in the privacy of their own coach.
That's right. Okay.
So a pair of letters from the Grand Theogonist, one to Father Eisenhower of the Church of Sigmar in Middenheim, and one to R. Ulrich, the High Priest of the Church of Ulrich, who happens to live in Middenheim as well. The letters were opened reasonably well, but the resealing did not go quite as well, and unfortunately the letter to R. Ulrich was quite damaged.
Nobody knows that. We're doing great.
About a day's travel out of Middenheim, the group had reached a coaching inn, where they were trying to possibly forge a new version of a letter. I think a potato was mentioned.
Wow.
And some members of the group met a dwarf named Brimbottom down in the tap room who had just come back from Middenheim, turned away at the gates, very irate about the ridiculous dwarf tax that was preventing he and his family from entering to see the work of their forefathers on the great aqueducts.
Yes.
Or viaducts, rather, I should say. So, before we get into that, I just want to review the 2 letters that the group happened to be carrying. We didn't actually have physical copies of them at the moment, but we do now. So it seems perhaps useful that we might review those letters. Now, I believe Mina and Yeffy are in possession of those 2 letters. So maybe I could call on you two to read the letters. Who wants to take the long one? Who wants to do a bunch of reading? Anyone want to volunteer? I'm gonna roll dice.
I can do the reading.
Excellent.
Although it is always very funny listening to Yeffy sound out words, and I think we really should do that for several paragraphs.
Excellent. We'll save the letter.
That was excellent. Yeah.
We'll save the letter to Ulrich for Yeffy, but Mina, if you could read out the letter to Father Eisenhower, which I will now put up on screen.
All right. Father Eisenhower, His Eminence, the Grand Theogonist Yori...
The 15th.
The 15th. I wasn't sure if there was like an apostrophe in between those, and it was a word. Would like to extend his most gracious thanks for your hospitality in our recent visit to Middenheim. We hope the burdens placed on your mantle by Sigmar's most holy one were not too great for your humble church to bear. We now proceed on the road south from the city of Wolf by foot. His Eminence expects to reach Delberts within the next 3 days, at which point we will arrange for boat travel on the Delb to reach Aldorf by
Nachgeheim. Which is the name of a month.
Mm-hmm. Nina knows her months. His Eminence requests and requires that you shall notify our brethren in Delberts and Aldorf by the usual means to make suitable arrangements. His Eminence is most disappointed to not have been a further aid to you with the issues surrounding the new taxes that strain the church coffers. It is, of course, our opinion that the church should be exempt from the scroll tax, whose brunt was clearly intended to be felt by the Wizards and Alchemists Guild, and is most unfairly in combination with the new temple tax. And is felt most unfairly. His Eminence is currently drafting a most sternly worded communication with the Graf, and will be happy to speak with him at length when he arrives in Aldorf later next month. Until such time, we wish you all the blessings of the Helden Hammer. May your hearths carry you through the coldness of the night, your hammers ring true against the skulls of your enemies, and your flock be fruitful and abounding in their propagation. And, he signs it.
Elaborately, indeed.
Now, hang on a second. Is he Yori the 16th or the 15th? We've clearly made a mistake.
Oh, that's a great question.
Letter.
Oh dear. There is a typo.
We've clearly forged the letter incorrectly.
Actually, I believe this is the one we forged.
This is the forgery.
Yeah.
15th, 16th, we're not sure. One of those 2.
Nice.
Shit.
Excellent.
The month name is also spelled very poorly.
Excellent. All right. The second letter is addressed to R. Ulrich. Yeffy, would you care to take this one?
Sure. Do you want me to read it as Yeffy?
Yeah, sure.
Great. 2. That's an easy one. To the most venerable White Wolf, High Priest of Middenheim, I know that word, and the mighty and pious R. Ulrich. I thought that was a different word, literally. Okay. Blessing upon your household and church from the holy hand of His Eminence, the Grand Zoologist. Yori XV. We are most troubled to have been unable to come to agreeable terms in our last meeting. Read with expression. We returned to Altdorf to prepare an accord. Oh, it's capital A. That's interesting. Is that a name? Is that a proper name? Along the lines discussed, which Sigmar willingly shall reach your hand before his end. We hope it shall find your approval, and that our 2 great churches may act in concert in the upcoming. Deliberations is the most, and I hope our listeners can actually understand what Yeffy's saying. She's not very good at reading. Is the most holy eminence, the arch lector of the West, high priest of Altdorf and Grand the Algenist Yori XVI.
Oh, we forged both of them.
Excellent.
You did. It's easier when you can't actually understand half the words because you're just copying the letters.
That's probably true.
Well,
Yeah.
So we resume at the coaching house. I believe that Mina and Yeffy were upstairs doctoring the letters, while Bruno and Indigo were downstairs speaking with Brimbeard. Brimbottom? Brimbeard. One of those two.
Right.
I hope it's not Brimbottom. I don't like that at all.
Brimbeard is actually the name. Bruno and Indigo, do you want to talk more to this dwarf, or are you headed upstairs to your rooms?
I can't think of anything else I want to talk to the dwarf about.
I thought we were heading up. I thought we had
Excellent, very
already
good.
started heading
Very
up.
good. Yeah. So you head upstairs
Separate rooms.
and come up to the
Yeah.
come up to the room. Oh, that's right. There was
Yeah.
Mina.
Separate rooms.
Yeffy has
Clearly
Yeah,
have
their
yeah.
separate rooms now.
Good.
yeah.
Okay. So do you check in on the ladies, or you go straight to bed?
No, I'm gonna.
think Indigo goes
Bruno's
straight
gonna
to bed.
check in.
Yeah.
Okay, Indigo can. Did we get two separate rooms, like a ladies and a guys room, or did we get 4 rooms?
I think we got 2 separate
Yeah, I
rooms.
think it was 2.
I think we got
Two
2.
separate rooms. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Just like the old days. Me and
Yeah.
Indigo.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go see what's going on in
Great,
the ladies'
great.
room.
So Bruno
Yeah.
comes and raps on the door to Mina and Yeffy's room.
Oh, I certainly just walk right in.
Okay. How?
There's
What state of disrepair is the room in?
there's paper strewn everywhere, drips of wax here and there, a lot of poor attempts at forgeries that have been crumpled up and tossed into corners.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
just shove it under the pillow. Just shove it, and then oh, hi, Bruno. And Yeffy takes the potato and just eats part of it.
I'm just opening drawers,
Yeah.
shoving things in, opening the pillowcase, shoving things in.
Oh, are you doing some lady stuff? Sorry.
Yeah, just midnight raw potato snack.
All right. I mean,
Better than the stew.
It's a little
Definitely
green.
fun.
Stuff we can't do around, men.
You can eat raw potato. All right. It is a little weird. Now that, I don't really like it. Bruno popped a whole clove of garlic into his mouth. No, that's all right. That's a little gross. I don't know that I want to see that. You're right.
Yeah. What do you need?
Just come
You
to
want-
see. You still got the letters, right?
Yeah, they're fine.
Yes, they're fine. There is nothing
They're
wrong at all with them. They're fine and
No.
safe. Yep.
They're fine and safe. Wow.
Wow. Because I didn't think there was anything wrong with them, but I kind of do now.
That's good because
After
there's
you
not.
said it that way.
This is because
No.
you're an inquisitive and smart person.
Oh. You really think? Wow. I mean, I am I am a noted
Yeah.
expert in a number of medical fields, so
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, that's
All right,
the
you're right.
wax.
It's
Hold
probably
on.
just my. Yeah. That's so gross. You're right. I'm probably just overthinking it. All right. Well, It's just that we've had some situations where we forged letters incorrectly in the past, and it's sort of, we tried to open them, and then I had to drop one on the ground.
This one was forged proper.
No, wait, who would forge a letter? Ha 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 ha!
What? Oh, I mean, yeah, no, we didn't forge it.
Not forged, we just opened and closed. Yeah.
Opened and closed it super easy. Was fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We learned lots of information. I could drop more of them in the mud if we need to. Okay. Okay, great. Well, I'm just going to go back to the other room now. Okay. Which I guess we have for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I could just stay in here, if I really wanted to hang out. We could just hang. No? No. All right.
No, we gotta eat potatoes.
Yeah.
Is it good? I'll have some of the potato. Is it?
No, that's only for us.
Is it better raw? Oh.
Nah, it's a lady thing.
No, it's a lady thing.
Yeah, it's a lady thing.
Yeah.
Once a month, raw potatoes.
Yeah,
it just soaks up. Yeah.
You don't have to okay.
I just eat that.
You know what? Okay. Papa Fine Bottom said ladies are mysterious creatures. That's, I accept that. I want to hear no more about it.
Okay. That's what I thought your answer would be.
Yep.
You serving any stew downstairs?
Well, that's what I was going to prepare some stew myself. Make a little halfling stew if you want any.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Midnight stew. Yeah. It'll go well with your raw potato.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. I've been
Great,
really
I'll
like
be right back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm down.
Okay. You enjoy your wax.
It's delicious.
I'm going to slowly close the door and go back to the boys' dorm here.
Okay, very good.
Is there enough of the potato left to do the seal thing?
I think there is. Hold on. Yeah, I think there. Yeah, I think we got it.
You just use your knife to just kind of chop off.
Yeah.
How was it? You kind of looked like you were enjoying it. Was it? Was it anything?
Would not recommend.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. You sold it well, though, I thought.
Oh, yeah, well, sometimes I'm a good salesperson.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Do you think he's going to be back soon with that stew? Because I'm kind of just a little bitey. I don't know why.
It's so fine. Nina moves a little bit away.
You okay,
I'm sure.
You okay sleeping in here and stuff? Because usually, I don't know, this is probably the first night I haven't slept in a room with Bruno.
I mean, if you want to, if you want to swap now that we've done these impeccable forgeries, we're probably good. You don't need to.
Is it actually completed?
We did a forgery of one of them, and we were able to do a successful seal on it. One of them we really ruined, so we did a forgery of it, if I recall.
Correct.
And the other one, the actual letter still is intact and has a seal on it. I think.
I believe the letter to Eisenhower is ready to go. Oh, I thought it was the other way around. No, I thought the forgery was to R. Ulrich. Yeah.
Yes,
I believe you were able to reseal the letter to Father Eisenhower fairly well, and so you feel good about that one. And then the R. Ulrich one, you burnt the crap out of it, and so now you've reforged it and attempted to make a fake seal out of a potato using a potato and some wax. It looks not as good.
Yeah. It looks great. Maybe we'll just attack him or something.
What?
Okay.
Nothing?
Okay.
I'm going to go rushing back into mine and Indigo's room. Indigo, Indigo.
What? Indigo's hanging his socks next to the fire. What?
You have a lot of socks. A lot of pairs of socks. Huh.
Making holes in one or bleed through one.
Huh. You should try having these rough-hewn feet with hair on them. It's great. I have one of my stinky ass feet up in his face. Look, Geffy's acting weird. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah.
I think she's, like a vein.
Didn't she drink a lot of blood? Like a lot of it, like off the ground.
We're all okay. Right, we all saw that. Okay, I didn't know if there was interpretation as to what happened there, because I thought it looked like she drank that guy's blood.
Yeah, it definitely looked like she drank that guy's blood.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't think we'd be on the same page on this one, honestly. Well, what do we do? She's acting weird right now. She's eating a potato. That's like a raw potato. That's like as close as you can get to drinking human blood without it being human blood.
A raw potato?
Fresh from the ground, just munching on it. I shove another garlic clove in my mouth. It's disgusting.
I don't know. I mean, this is kind of your thing, isn't it? You're a doctor.
No, we're just friends. Doctor, right. Yeah, of course. No, that's right. You're right, I'm a doctor. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to do another experiment where I hand her some stew, but it's mostly blood. But maybe we can skip that one.
I think we should skip that one. We don't want her drinking blood, right? I think feeding her blood is...
What if she needs it? What if she needs blood to survive? Until we unvampire her.
That's a good... I don't know. Have you ever seen Orlok eat real food?
He mostly takes his pants off. I don't know. The guy... eat real food. I really got to cast back on. I have no idea, honestly.
I think I've only ever seen him eat tomato soup and drink wine. And thinking about it now, those could have been blood.
Both of those could have been blood. That could have been all blood there.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, okay, I think... Yeah, go. What?
I'm going to go get some tomato soup that isn't blood and see what she thinks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna hustle down to the bar if it's still open and try to order some tomato soup.
Okay. You do. It is still open,
okay.
And it takes them a moment. It's a very specific request, but they're able to oblige. They get some.
Nice.
They get a nice bowl of tomato soup, and they hand it to you.
Great, you can just put that right on my tab, and I'll hustle back up. Okay, I knock on the girls' room again. Stop any lady stuff, because I'm coming in.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. Hey, hi, Bruno.
Indigo will hover between the two rooms, like in the hallway, just kind of earnestly looking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Bruno,
I got you
some stew?
Here you go.
Oh, that's an interesting stew.
Nice and red.
Well, that's a nice color, I suppose. Yeah, sure. Okay. Doesn't really look very stew-like.
It smells good, though, doesn't it?
It smells like soup.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good soup. Have a
Okay.
sip.
Well,
I pull out my little notebook to take notes. Have a little.
Did you do something to my food?
No.
Okay, you're acting weird.
I'm just keeping notes because I got the recipe here, and I want to see what your flavor. Too much garlic, not enough garlic. It's usually not enough. So,
Mina, did you want some? Why didn't you bring it for Mina?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Well, I'll have the delicious soup.
kind
Yeah,
of
now
a
that it
one
doesn't-
part. No, have a taste. I'll see what your opinion is too. I'm not writing any of this down.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
you can go for it first.
Okay, it's got no blood in it, right?
There's
It's got
no
what?
there's no
It's
blood.
got no. I'm asking that
yeah.
as got
Oh,
any blood.
sorry.
No, it's just plain tomato soup.
It's all right.
It's warmish.
Okay, it's soup. It's warm. It's not like your other stew. I like the other stuff better.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah. I think
That was
your
a good
improvements were much better last time. Yeah. This is kind of bland. Maybe some salt or something.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think, Mina?
Yep.
I try some.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean-
it's a plain
Yeah.
tomato soup. It's not very exciting, but
Yeah.
it's reasonably
terrible.
okay.
Mina, I think what you
Bruno,
like
roll me an
is
agility test, please.
All right, it's been 2 weeks this time. I'm giving myself a break.
Oh my
I'm
god.
giving myself a break this time. It's been a long time since we played.
Max has never played a role-playing game before.
I know, right? That's the only thing I do constantly. Agility, Paul?
Yeah, agility.
8.
Okay. So as Bruno is sitting there taking his notes, Yeffy, and you're tasting the soup, and you're like, it's kind of boring. He starts for a moment as you take a big slurp, and he kind of looks up, and he jabs his pen into his thumb, and a little bead of blood appears on the tip of his thumb.
God damn it.
Oh. You okay? There?
I really stabbed myself. Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's now a smear of blood across the page that he was writing on.
So what did you find out there? Like Yeffy's just kind of reach into the page. Like, what did you find out in your notes?
Close the book and shove it right down.
I just wanted to see like what the recipe. Oh well, all right. Well, your thumb okay? Is it all right?
What do you
This
think?
soup smells delicious.
Oh, okay.
The soup. What?
This is a weird sex thing now. I feel like I should go.
No.
I'll go. Mina, what I think will make that stew or soup really good for you is this entire clove of garlic. You don't even need to put it in the soup. Just put it on your neck. When you go to sleep, take this.
No, we got there. Okay. Thank you. I don't really like
Bruno.
garlic.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's great.
What are you doing, Bruno? You handing out garlic and soup? Something smells really good.
Oh man, I'm
It's
so
not the soup.
pushed right now, though. It's time for me and Indigo to go to bed. All right, good night,
Yeah.
ladies.
Okay, good night. I'm not really tired, but I'll guess I'll sleep.
Indigo is right there as you leave the room, like outside the door. Did she eat the soup?
No, she didn't like the soup. She liked my blood on my finger, though. She liked it when I poked myself.
Oh no.
It doesn't taste bad. I mean, it's not bad, but I wouldn't crave it.
Do you think they asked for separate rooms? Do you think Yeffy's gonna eat Mina? Is that why they got
No,
separate rooms?
Okay, first of all, I mean, Yeffy would eat me first. Come on.
I mean, okay. What?
Second of all, I gave Yeffy I gave Mina my garlic, and I told her to put it on her neck when she sleeps. I didn't really explain why, so she might not do it because it's sort of a weird request apropos of nothing. But I think she's got this. I think she's good.
All right.
She wouldn't
Yeffy
eat Mina.
eat
I mean,
Mina. No.
right. I mean, she'd suck her
It's
blood.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Should we keep watch? Do you want to like sleep in shifts?
I mean, and what? Like go into their room in the middle of the night and just watch them? That'd be weird.
Just kind of listen under the door. You know? Stick your ear under it, and if you hear any slurping, burst in.
All right. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
you take
just
first
to be
watch.
sure.
Right.
Nothing's gonna happen, but
Right.
yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. I'll go watch out. I'll go check out your socks, make sure those are good, and go sleep. And then you wake me up halfway through the night.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
Wait here in the hallway then.
You know,
Is that
What's natural? Yeah.
Bruno and Indigo set up watches over the course of the night outside of Yeffy and Mina's room. Tell me, Yeffy and Mina, do they hear any slurping in the middle of the night?
No. They do hear the phrase, I feel like I just gotta take off my pants for a little bit. I just,
Oh my god.
I'm fine,
oh my god,
right?
I can't believe I've been wearing my pants for this long. My pants, my bra's gone. This is great.
Much freedom, right?
Right? Right?
Right.
Bruno's got extensive notes on this material.
You're gross.
Excellent.
Is it like super obvious to us that there is a large human man outside of the door?
No, Indigo is really fairly quiet, and they're able to keep without since they don't choose to barge in. I will say the night passes. The night passes. Bruno and Indigo not having had the best night's sleep ever, but you're able to get some rest and rejoin the next morning in the common room, which is quite busy, as a fair number of travelers seem to be headed towards Middenheim due to the carnival.
Carnival, that's right.
Oh, what a good sleep. Ah,
Yeah.
Yep.
nice sleeping without Bruno's snoring for once.
Wow.
No offense, but like offense.
Bring people soup and they just can't still slamming you.
I mean, you did not bring me a soup.
Okay, I mean, that's true. That's true. All right.
Tomato.
It was
tomato.
kind of weird, not having anyone to spoon, but it's what it is, I guess.
Good. Oh, you don't do that. You and Mina are just friends. Huh.
No, we had beds.
Yeah.
Beds, yeah. And did you put the garlic? Mina, did you put it?
Oh, I left your garlic upstairs.
No, don't leave it upstairs. Damn it!
I forgot. Do you want me to go get it?
No, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need it.
Yeah.
I got plenty. You can find it all over the place.
I sure do.
Yeah. Anyway, how many of the group here are dwarves? Does it all look like people, or what is I guess the general makeup of the travelers?
Dwarves are people too, Max.
That's right.
Oh man, I'm gonna be canceled on Twitter.
Yeah,
after this.
This isn't the first time you've said that, though. So,
oh dear. It is a wide range of travelers. There are a couple of dwarves, and you can see actually a small group of dwarves who are having a fairly intense conversation with Brimbeard, who you saw last night. But mostly humans. They appear to be various folk. Some commoners, some merchants, folks who appear to be just a big cross section of Empire society in general.
Does anyone seem to be particularly high class, or probably not at this inn?
Not at this inn. You're not seeing anybody like that.
Are folks talking about the tax around? Because I don't think Bruno and Indigo have told us.
That's really bad, you're right.
You can certainly overhear the dwarves loudly discussing the unfair dwarf tax, which you gather is apparently to be paid upon entry into the city.
Man,
Why
so unfair.
Tax?
They had some kind of
dwarf and scroll tax.
Scroll tax too, yeah.
A scroll tax? Do you have any idea how many scrolls I'm carrying?
No.
Like I don't even know how many. I got I'm checking here. I got at least 3 books. I got those letters we gotta deliver. I got that travelogue book. I got that's Pecos and Market is yours. So I'm not responsible for that one. But I have 2 romance books. I'm just carrying
Huh.
Yeah.
That might be expensive.
I'm not going to leave any of that stuff. Those are important for.
You could bury it.
Magic
and we can come
reasons.
back for it later.
I can make it invisible.
Oh, man. This worked out so poorly the last time we tried to smuggle goods. That is a good idea, though. We should probably make Yeffy invisible, too, so we don't have to pay a dwarf tax.
That sounds like it would cause us many more problems than it would solve.
What? Why?
No.
Yeah. You go
Yeffy
on
probably
invisible
wants
as soon
to
as you punch
do
someone.
stuff in Middenheim.
So we'll just
Once we get
use
in.
invisibility. Yeah. Yeffy will just punch me, and then she'll be fine.
I'm going to go back up to Brimbeard and try to see if he knows what the actual, cost of the dwarf and scroll taxes are. Because he said he tried to get in, right?
He did.
I think that's what he said that night, yeah.
He did indeed. Excellent question. This is an excellent question. So, I'm sure I have the answer here
50
somewhere.
gold a pop. No. Also, I have your manifesto.
Oh,
Every page
great,
of your
because
manifesto.
Great, I would love that back because I lost everything I own.
Oh, okay. Well, good. We've saved it. Here you go. That's probably like 1 million coins in scroll
that's a
tax.
good.
So what's this gate set up
I
like?
actually
Is it like
for your notes.
a long line? Was it like a long line with one guard who's like checking your ID and another guard behind that checking your bag? And like there's a turn, like there's a little turn switch to let you in so you can't just jump it. Like how is this gate set up?
Are you asking Brimbeard? You over there with Bruno talking to Brimbeard?
Sure. That sounds more
excellent,
convenient than just
excellent.
asking the group.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bruno's approached Brimbeard and is asking about the dwarf tax. He says, yes, it's terrible. It's they demanded a carl each just to enter the city, and they said it would be assessed at the end of every month as well.
Damn.
So you don't want dwarves living there.
And so it would seem, but dwarves built the mighty viaducts that lead into the city. They built much of the. They're key in the defense of the town. Why would they? It's an insult.
Oh, absolutely.
I blame the church. I blame the church of Ulrich. You know, the dwarves are mighty allies to the Sigmarian church, and there's much strife. I've heard.
And are they like book people? Are they the more book cult? Is that why the
What?
book tax? Scroll tax?
I don't know about that. I don't have any letters. I'm sorry.
No, that's good for you. There's another tax. Who wants that?
Really? That's terrible.
Yeah.
What's
what's
going
this
on
for
in
you
this
guys?
place?
So what's the gate set up like? Are there multiple gates? Are there multiple ways in?
Oh, you've not been to Middenheim before. It's a
No,
sight to
never.
behold if you can pay the bloody tax. It's the great city is high up on a huge platform, a great stone that rises up, and upon the flat top sits the city of Middenheim. It can only be approached in one of two ways. You can take one of the mighty viaducts built by our people, and it is a long road that winds up the viaduct to the gate to the city. Or, if you have the coin, you can pay for a lift, a chair or platform that is hoisted up by rope along the side.
Cool.
Interesting. That sounds hard to get into.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
It is a well-defended city. It was built that way intentionally by our ancestors.
Yeah. Did our ancestors by chance build a back door or maybe a maintenance system?
Yeah.
No, of course not. It would be the powers of chaos would immediately penetrate any such foolish entry point. The
What
city
if there
can be
was
shut tight against invaders.
Okay, but what if there was a crack in the aqueduct? How would they go and maintain that? They would need other dwarves. They would need dwarves to maintain that.
Oh,
right?
yes, yeah, of course they would. Of course they would.
Yeah.
So why are they scaring off all the dwarves with this horrible tax?
Because they're jerks.
I wish to bring my family up to see our clansmen's fine work upon some of the buildings in the interior of the city, but I'm afraid we're headed home now.
No, that's too bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I pull Yeffy aside for a second here. Do we want to pay for them to get in? Do we
Yeah,
want?
sure, why not? Sure,
Yeah.
that sounds really generous and nice. That's a nice thing to do, Bruno. That's the nicest thing I think I've ever heard you say what you want to do. Oh, are you gonna? You said or, so there might be more. Hold on. Yeah, please continue.
Just out of the goodness of my heart, I thought it would be nice to pay for them to get in. That's exactly what I was going to say. There was no or there. Or is what you use to row a boat with.
Yeah. Really? Okay. Interesting.
Bring
I
beard.
do think it's
I'll give him a big slap on the back. We're
Ow!
gonna pay for you to get in and see your ancestral homeland.
Indeed!
I think.
You're going to pay the tax for us?
Yes.
Carl, right?
Goethe, he waves to his wife. Come, see, Bruno, fine Dr. Bruno Feinbottom has offered to pay our entry tax into Middenheim. Oh, thank you. She clasps you by the hand. Wolfram,
yes.
Gorgi, Yori, Sven, come and say thank you to Dr. Feinbottom.
Now that's what I was
Get
worried.
Nana up. Tell her to wake her bones up.
Yep.
One by
I look
one,
over and see
more and
how
more
impressed
dwarves
Yeffy
start
is.
piling in to shake Bruno's hand.
A lot of dwarves. Okay.
Oh, Svighold, yes, come and say hi to Dr. Feinbottom. So there's about 10 dwarves all clasping Bruno by the hand and patting him on the back, and they seem very excited.
Great.
Yeah. This is what happens when you go to a mountain hilltop. You get 10 dwarves that show up and decide they want to go, and some halfling decides they want to take them there and pay for their way, because that's classic.
Classic halfling.
Yep, halflings, we're generous. You know, my people are known far and wide, the Feinbottoms, as the most generous of halflings. Let everybody be known of that. There aren't any more dwarves in here, right? Yeah.
Looking around, it doesn't look like it. So are you going to hand him some cash, or are you?
No. I'm going to make them travel with us. Yeah, they're going to come with us for this.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Mina is collecting every piece of paper, letter, scroll that the party has collected this whole time, shoving them in her backpack and making her backpack invisible.
Excellent.
So we're not going to have to pay. It's really
Nice.
Okay.
All
right, we're doing
it. Gather every piece of written material that the group has. There's a variety you find of maps and letters and books,
a lot of crap,
and all manner of things that you shove into your pack.
I just saw the Google Drive. All right. Oh, actually, I think that... Nope, that does not work. I rolled a 3 and a 1.
Excellent.
Fuck. I'm gonna go to Opper's jail.
I hope I don't lose my signed copy of Pig Goes to Market.
Signed by Pig.
If this pack is set alight, I simply quit.
You
will sit down and never play again.
You cast your spell on the. You attempt to cast your spell on the pack and infuse the winds of magic, but something shifts. Something goes awry, and the whole pack gets about 50% larger. Every page is 50% bigger than it had been. All the writing blows up. All the pack is massive.
This is good. This is the large print version of Bruno's Trees on Mutation. That looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very accessible.
Do you want to try that again?
I would like to try that again. Yes. Okay, that's a 2 and a 6. That's 8. So it does work. It's just very, very heavy and large.
It's a huge, heavy hiker-sized backpack with all these oversized books and letters and stuff, but all invisible.
This is great.
You hoist
This was a good plan.
Anyone looking at Mina sees that her dress just scrunches
Meditation.
over her shoulders in a
Takes a
weird
scarf
way.
over it. It's helping. it's doing anything?
She stands at an awkward angle, which just seems unnatural, but...
Yeah, I'm just gonna. The rest of this, she's just gonna stand to the side so that the backpack is brushing like the empty air or a wall, so that nobody walks directly into her large backpack. This is so good. Everything's gonna be great. Can't wait to get to Middenheim and make tons of money on large print books.
So we've got one enormous invisible backpack, like a dozen dwarves. Let's get going. We're good. I think we're good.
Excellent. Okay, so how do you travel? You still have the coach, although fewer horses than typically pull it. The coach will seat about 6 people, and 2 more can sit up front on the board to drive it. Who's driving? Who's riding? Who's walking? The dwarves gather around, all excited.
Total dwarves do we have here?
There are 10 dwarves. 10 dwarves, all babbling and excited to return to Middenheim. See the carnival.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so Indigo and Indigo and 2 dwarves get up front. Okay, I'm going to take. I gave a little list of everyone's names here.
Wait. Yeah. Quick question: if Mina joined Indigo up front, could she put her heavy backpack in between her legs? Would there be enough room?
Yeah.
Yes, Mina will walk in front of the dwarves and be like, no, sorry, the seat is taken.
Okay, sorry, dwarves. Sorry.
Mina, as she pushes her way through the dwarves, like dwarves suddenly sort of jolt out of the way, surprisedly, as she turns, the dwarf standing behind her, oh, what the heck's going on?
Sorry.
Excellent.
Sorry.
Mina and Indigo now sitting up front on the board.
Okay. Now, all these dwarves know each other, so maybe all 10 of you try to fit into the carriage. We're
not gonna... What? I don't think we're all going to fit. This is too small.
No, you're gonna fit. Okay.
Wait, how many seats are there? For 5? Everyone can sit on each other's lap. That's 10.
Or you can put some dwarves on the roof. Yeffy and I will sit on the roof. And we'll take 2 dwarves with us, and the other 8 dwarves can squeeze into the carriage.
Very good. Eight dwarves squeeze into the carriage. It's a little tight, but they get in there. Yeffy and Bruno and 2 dwarves climb up to the top, and you start traveling along the road up towards Middenheim.
I'm beginning to feel like this is why I don't do good deeds.
Those poor horses.
Yeah, right? It's slow going. It's slow going along the road to Middenheim. And there's some grumbling and complaints from the dwarves. There's a lot of "Are we there yet?" and
yes, get out! I say every time they ask.
Halfway through, they start pulling food out of their pack to have lunch, and there's a lot of like leaning out the window and like trading back and forth with the dwarves on the roof. And
we've recreated The Hobbit here somehow. This is not what I expected. Man.
Eventually, Indigo, you and Mina sitting up front can see coming up the road. You can see this huge pillar of rock, this strange rock formation that reaches up in the sky in the city, perched atop it. And approaching it are these large stonework viaducts, which appear to be like a wide road. And there's just lines of carts and travelers and wagons just lined up all along it, all the way up to the gate that reaches up at the top of the entry to the city, all the way down to the ground level. And you can see at this base level, at the foot of the cliffs, there are a few places where you can see being here and there are strange little seats or platforms with ropes where people are being hoisted up towards the city. Individually, you can see that there's
so precarious.
It looks incredibly precarious, and you do see some coin changing hand as someone gets on and kind of nervously like hangs on to the chains and gets hoisted up towards the top of the city. And you quickly realize, of course, that there's no way the coach could possibly get up that way, and so you're left with the option of abandoning it or getting into line on the viaduct.
Line.
How fast does the line seem to be moving?
Very slowly.
I hope these dwarves brought dinner.
Or do we ditch the cart? I'm not attached to the cart.
I'm not going up that thing with this backpack.
Yeah.
I guess we'd have to be stuck in line, too. All right, I pull the horses into line.
Okay. You get into line. And there's a lot of babble about a lot of people complaining about how slow it is, but also excited talk about the things that folks are going to see at the carnival. Everybody's there's kind of this mix of frustration and anticipation of what's going on. You can hear a couple. You overhear a few comments. All of you at some point or another hear some comments of things that folks are looking forward to seeing. There's mention of the Brewers Festival, that there's going to be some fine ales there. The jousts, of course, sound quite exciting. You hear someone mention the Minotaur fights. Not sure what that is.
That sounds bad.
That sounds great! Yeah, write it down.
One of the some of the dwarves in your within the cart start to talk about how they hope that the Dwarven Valley Choir is still going to perform if they're able to get in. There's someone mentions an archery tournament, and you also overhear someone talking about the plays and operas. Though surely only the fine folk of the city will be admitted to some of those higher scale events.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
Off the bat, this sounds way better than Shoppingfest. Off the bat,
Shoppingfest is pretty good. Remember when I wrestled those guys at Shoppingfest?
I do remember you were good at wrestling.
Yeah.
Remember when I nailed that doctor in one toss? That was sweet.
Yep, sure remember that, too.
I had that guy right dead on. That really saved our plan there. Right?
I wonder if there's gonna be a wrestling contest here. That'd be good.
I hope so.
Who could wrestle?
Yeah, that's right. You met Elvira.
Oh, Elvira.
Indigo, as you
maybe there'll be some beautiful halfling women here too.
As you
keep an eye out for that.
Pontificate, Indigo, about the wrestling match and whether or not there may or may not be one. Actually, someone sitting on the back of the cart in front of you, kind of perks up and says, "Oh no, no wrestling, but of course there's the challenge to the Graf's champion. Do you wish to vie to be champion of the Graf?"
Oh my god! Tell us more.
What is that?
Well, it's there's the honorary title, the Graf's own champion, and every year he must defend his position, and challengers come and they fight, and if you win, you get to be the Graf's champion, and it's very honorable, and you get invited to all kinds of fancy parties and things.
Ooh.
I mean, the current champion, I think, has been 3-4 years now. So I don't know if you'd be able to take him, but it's open to all. Any who wish to challenge him.
What kind of fight are we talking about?
Yeah.
How do I challenge him?
Yeah, what kind of fight?
I mean, it's not like to the death or anything, but I think.
Well, of course not.
I think that isn't it conventional that the challenger chooses the weapons? I think.
Oh. Indigo's got a wide variety.
It's usually something like swords or staves or something like that, I would think.
What's the challenger good at? I mean, not the challenger, the champion.
The champion?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's good at everything. I mean, he's been champion for many years.
I mean, there's got to be something he's like better at or worse at that we can get like an edge in on.
I don't know.
Well, they wouldn't just tell everybody that.
That's true. That's true. But like,
he keeps it a secret.
How did he win last year?
How did he win
last year? I wasn't here. I didn't see it. But I'm hoping to see some of it this year.
How many challengers are there usually?
Oh, many.
You know?
I mean, it lasts all carnival. It's
okay.
8 days of the carnival, I suppose.
Wow.
There could be many challenges per day, I would think. It depends on how many people think that they could take the champion.
Oh, Indigo can take the champion.
Absolutely.
And how long is this guy a champion
I
for?
rub Indigo's shoulders from above. Yeah.
At this point, a fairly bored-looking guard, obviously Town Watch, kind of shambles up. You've been slowly kind of inching your way up line. Kind of shambles up and looks up at you, Indigo, who I assume is holding the reins. He looks up at you, Indigo, and you, Mina, and he says, "All right, what have you got to declare?"
Many dwarfs.
Many
12
dwarves.
dwarfs.
How many dwarves?
11? 11, I think.
11?
11.
Dwarves.
Yeah.
11 sorry, he takes out he's got like a slate and he starts kind of scratching on it with some charcoal. All right, are you currently or have you ever been a priest or a wizard?
No.
Scratches some more. Are you bringing any goods?
Nope.
No, just the
Not to
dwarves.
sell.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nope.
Good dwarves, though. Good dwarves.
We're bringing dwarfs. Yeah. We're not selling the dwarfs, though.
Right. Oh, that is very
Bet.
important. That's a good point.
Phrasing.
Right.
Phrasing.
Have you been anywhere nearby someone with the plague? Have you been quarantined recently with someone with the plague? Do you have any plague-like symptoms the last 12 days?
Well, I got my plague vaccination card in the back here. 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only got my first plague shot, but, you know.
Man, yeah. God.
Sorry, everyone.
This is really funny. We love this, actually.
I love all COVID content. I really.
It's not.
All right, it'll be 11 and 6 to enter then.
What's the 6
11.
for?
The carts and your other entry fees.
All right.
That's
I painfully pull out my 12 Carls here.
Okay.
Here you go. Like really holding on to him as I hand it to him.
Is that the last of your money, Bruno?
You know, basically, easy come, easy go.
He hands you back 14 shillings in change.
Man.
All right.
Oh, these fucking brimbeards better enjoy this.
It's like the nicest thing I've ever seen you do, and I don't know how to feel about it.
Don't think too hard about it.
I am thinking super hard, and it hurts my head. Like, you went from resurrecting a rat, or whatever you did to that poor rat,
Killing the rat and then resurrecting it, which is worse.
and then abandoning us for the rat. Abandoning me for the rat really is what that was, I think. And and now you're helping a bunch of dwarves you don't even know?
I just want to
So
be
they can
super
see
clear. The rat was dead when I found it. It was a dead rat. Francis was gone from this existence, and I gave him the gift of life, which I would happily do for any of you, not the Brimbeans, you.
Hey, Bruno.
Yeah.
You don't have to really clarify that right now with the guard nearby.
Oh, this is just a joke. We have a long-running joke about a dead rat. It's cool. Move on.
Funny.
Guard has already moved on to the next cart.
The rat was dead when I found it.
She didn't even ask about papers.
You just put the rat up? Well, I think it was because none of us were priests or wizards.
It's a good thing to turn it. I mean, if we had a big sack and there were like papers sticking out, it would look bad anyway. You know. Yeah.
Or there's a secondary check mark where they go through your stuff.
Oh.
Easy. We're fine with that. We're good with that.
Unless they
Mina's like sticking very uncomfortably out of the thing.
They need priests and wizards.
I don't know how I feel.
So
I just
as
have some
you
feeling.
realize as he's passed that he's like tacked a scrap of paper to the side of your coach.
Okay.
Okay.
They've been marked.
Good. A receipt.
And slowly, your coach pulls up to this large gate that leads into the city proper. And as it does so, you can see there's about half a dozen more guards there. And the wagon in front of you pulls up, and you see one of the guards pull off the piece of paper, look it over, mutter something to some of the other guards, and then they start just poking through the wagon, like looking in it, lifting up any like boxes or luggage. They start looking in it, and they're just thoroughly examining it, which takes forever, which is probably why the line is moving so freaking slow. And they can repeatedly like consult the little slip of paper. And then finally it's waved through, and your cart...
We're not smuggling anything, right?
...pulls forward.
Just dwarves.
Okay, I feel like we usually are. So, okay.
Just learning.
Part of dwarves here.
I have thought about just dressing these dwarves up as people and having them stand on their shoulders and just walking them through, but I'm glad I didn't do that.
Your coach pulls up. Again, the guard pulls the little slip of paper off of it, looks it over. There's some muttering amongst them. They start looking through. They open up the coach doors. You can see some guards peer in, looking at all the dwarves. Crammed in there. You see one of them counting.
Man. 2, 4, 5, 6. Dwarves keep shifting around really hard.
Stop moving!
Oh man!
I only see 9 in here. There's 2 more up here on the roof. All right.
That's a halfling, not a dwarf.
And eventually,
there's 3 up on the roof.
Mina,
I'm a halfling. Oh,
Mina,
right.
you tensely watch as they look over everything, kind of sitting there with your invisible pack between your knees.
I put my skirt over it.
and after a tense moment, finally, you're waved through and you enter into the city. So you come up here via the viaduct. Now, I believe you have the map of Middenheim available to you, so you can look it over and tell me where you might be headed. The streets are absolutely bustling. You're in the north west corner here.
Northwest gate, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
The streets are just bustling, and you can see that there's a lot of energy, a lot of people pouring into the city. There's a lot of decoration going on. There's bunting being put up along buildings in the main thoroughfares. It's a huge city. It is definitely like on the level of the size of similar to something like Altdorf. Yeah. So it is just absolutely massive. And clearly getting ready for a very large celebration.
I'll be right back.
I'm thinking... So I'm looking through this list of places we could go. And in Southgate, Ostwald, the Drowned Rat and the Dragon Ale Brewhouse both sound like places we could maybe get a room. And I'm also particularly excited about the pawnbrokers because my books are now too heavy for me to carry. So I would like to offload some of them. And I have a feeling that they go for a lot of money here in this place where you're not allowed to have books.
Well, you want to sell the books in a place where they tax you if you have books?
All right. That's fair. It's a fair point. I was thinking that they probably went for a lot of money. I could be like, I'm pawning them, but I'll come back for them. But not really. Come back for them. They're so heavy, Indigo. Could I put some in your bag?
I can carry the bag if you want. We can switch.
Okay. Well, I can redistribute. Are we safe enough away from everybody that I could
It is just massive crowd. Everywhere you look are people moving around.
No one's looking at us.
You can take my pouch. You're sitting in the you're on the coach, and you've just pulled through the gate, and you're kind of on the main street here leading into the center of town, and there's just people thronging around you.
All right.
So let's find an inn with a stable first.
Yes. Was I right in saying this is the two that sound the most like
Paganale's
inns?
Brew House? Is that an inn?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like one.
It's also in a slum.
Oh, fine. Let's go to the last drop. Oh, last drop inn. That's helpful. It says inn.
There you go. What is that?
All right,
16?
we solved it.
Good advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid.
This is a big map.
Oops.
Yeah, seriously.
It is a
yeah.
large.
Where
place.
is the 31? I want to be as far away from 31 as humanly possible.
Yeah, I guess we.
I'll just scroll the map here a little bit for our viewers so
Yeah,
they can
31.
see the list
31
you're
for
looking
those
at.
who cannot see anything is the Wizards and Alchemists Guild. I don't want to be anywhere near the Wizards.
Do we want to get rid of this letter to R. Ulrich as quickly as possible here?
Oh yeah, we should deliver the letters first.
Yeah, should.
Okay. Oh, we have the second letter too.
Are the letters invisible right now?
No, the bag is, I believe. It's the same as the box where I made the drugs inside of this. Right?
Okay, great.
Wait, Paul can tell me.
The bag and everything in it is currently invisible.
Fuck.
Great.
Can you just uninvisible those letters with
No.
magic? So maybe next week we'll go deliver the letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try smashing the bag really hard on the ground. See
Yeah,
if that
yes.
does anything. It's
Excellent.
fighting.
Roll me a
It's
strength
fighting
test.
Oh no!
Fuck! What do I roll for a strength test? Oh, it's been too well. I rolled an 8, so it's an 8.
Okay.
That's
You grab up the bag and you're like, wait, like damage, right? That causes the invisibility. You thump. You give it like, oh, that doesn't do anything. You give it another hump, and you finally like lift it way up over your head and slam it down, and poof, the invisibility is dispelled, and papers flutter everywhere.
Oh,
The bag, the seam on the bag rips, and bits of paper, books come falling out.
Brimbeards, get the papers. Brimbeards, assemble. To action.
Bruno, give me a fellowship test.
Oh!
I just paid for these bastards to get in here. They owe me one swift gathering.
I'll give you
of
plus two for.
That makes that a 10. A
All right,
10.
so-
No, an 11.
so-
11.
Some of the Brimbears are trying to help and like gather up the pages, but it's very chaotic, and some of them start to fight over. No, that one's mine. It doesn't matter. Just pick them up.
Oh.
I will say, when the bag slips open, the stuff that Mina goes for first is her Atelka's grimoire and the letters. So
Excellent.
if those I can those I need to clutch to my chest.
Excellent. So Mina is snatching up the most important items. Bruno is organizing the dwarves. Yeffy, what are you doing?
Laughing.
Just staring off.
Laughing.
Yeah.
No, Yummi's gonna help get the papers. She'll help to
okay.
grab.
And
Pig
Indigo?
goes to market, clearly.
Yeah, I'll help
Pig
too.
goes-
He goes to signed copy, yeah.
Signed copy.
Excellent. Everybody's just kind of hustling to gather up the letters and like shove them back into the wagon, or into the coach rather.
Are they still giant?
They are still oversized.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
They only this big.
Yeah, right.
Yeffy, you
Why are they so
spot
big?
the very large copy of Pig Goes to Market lying on the
Oh,
curb,
it's
and
so big now. It's as big
you go to pick it up, and you realize it's it's laying there on the curb, and standing just next to it is a very elegant looking woman. You kind of go to grab the book, and as you look up, you see these very nice supple looking boots that rise up into this long elegant gown, and this woman with hair piled up on top of her head. She's holding a parasol, which casts light shade over her, and she's wearing these strange darkened glasses with round darkened frames.
Huh?
And as you lift up the book, she looks down at you, kind of imperiously, and she says, "Pig goes to market, is it? A fine work indeed."
Yeah, it's a signed copy, sister, and it's mine. Nice hat. Like the look of that. Fantastic. Yes, pig goes to market.
As she kind of leans over, you kind of see her slowly inhale deeply. Have we met before? She holds out her hand kind of daintily towards you.
No.
It's gloved. It's gloved in like a kind of a light lace. Yeah. A dark black lace.
Yeah. Mm.
No, you don't take it.
Yeah. She like I feel kind of like just raises it slightly. Like, yeah, that's nice. That's nice fabric. We have not met. I don't think we have. I'm not from around here. Are you from around here? My name's Deborah.
Yeah.
Deborah. Welcome to Middenheim. I am Lady Harriet von Karstein. There's something familiar about you, Deborah. Something very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. She reaches into her pocket and hands you a small card with a little bit of writing on it.
Okay.
Call upon me this evening. We shall have tea together.
Yeah. Put it in my pocket. Well, it was nice meeting you. Lovely hat. I gotta go.
She spins on her heel and stalks away from you.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. I don't know what that was. It was a beautiful woman. Very nice shoes. I don't think she's gonna.
You come back the rest of the. You see the dwarves pushing papers into the coach. Bruno's like shouting at them. Yeah. But it seems you've generally cleaned up the mess without attracting notice of the watch. But they're just like all the papers and books are just like crammed into the inside of the coach, and like some of them are crumpled now. Some of them are like dwarves are sitting on some of them.
Don't my treatise! My treatise!
Not that one!
The only extra copy!
No. Guys, stop!
Oh, gosh.
Everyone get out! I'll hold all of this!
No. Everybody get in. Shove the dwarves and the paper back in the coach. Let's get to some place where we can drop off the dwarves.
We want to see the Temple of Sigmar. Let's go to the temple.
Okay.
I want to go to the brewers. I want to see the brewers. Let's go there.
Okay, hold on. Let's do a roll call first here. Yori, you still here? Yori. Check who got all the dwarves.
Oh my god.
It works out here. Like they'll be fine. We paid for them.
We could just let them out here. That's true. All right, Brimbeard's free to go. Free to go about your business. But don't forget who got you in here. It was Dr. Bruno Feinbottom.
Yeah, call us if you need us. We're going to be at the whatever place we decided we were going to be at. The last drop. Call on us at the last drop, okay? We love you. Thank you. Bye.
It takes a moment. There's some confusion, but eventually the dwarves realize that they're being asked to depart. They go like maybe 10 feet away from the coach and then start arguing about where to go next.
Oh, that's fine. It's an internal Brimbeard discussion at this point.
But Bruno, the leader of the Brimbeards there, who had a name, I'm sure.
Brimbeard himself.
Yeah, he shakes your hand. Oh, thank you, Dr. Feinbottom. It's very generous of you.
No problem. Just keep that in mind. If we need any dwarven help, I'm going to come to you, the Brimbeards, first.
All right. I think we'll be staying at the Templar's Arms.
Templar's Arms. Great.
Gives your hand a shake and heads
Templar's.
up.
Oh, how do I not have Discord open? Okay. Great. Mark that down.
And then he turns. All right. Stop bothering Nana. Let's go. We'll stop. We'll go to the Templar's Arms first, and then we can sample the beers.
Well, they're about to have a great vacation.
You shouldn't bring that many kids into Disneyland.
All right, let's go get us a room.
I need a new backpack. We stop off and get a backpack and go away.
All right.
A big one. Papers are real big.
Oh my god, is the letter real big also?
Yes,
Are the letters like this size?
Yep. The letters are big. Everything is big.
Oh wait, that's right. We can tell them it's a magical accident gone awry, and that's why they're big and that's the only reason. That's the only thing that's happened to them.
Tell the
Right,
truth.
and who's responsible for the magical accident? Because it can't be you.
A passing wizard. Wizards are evil.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna buy that. Oh, what are those roving, letter-ruining wizards? Casting giant spells on our letters.
There was a wizard. No, I got this, guys. There was a wizard trying to get into the city, but he was mad because of the tax on all the stuff, and he tried to cast an invisibility spell, but it didn't work because he was like...
Why did you try to cast it on our stuff, though? It doesn't check out.
No, it bounced off or something. We don't... Mm-hmm.
This is a great
It's a
plan,
great idea.
but what if... I have a plan, too. What if the priest says, "Why are these letters so big?" We say, "I don't know." They've always been. We got them this big.
That's crazy. That's so complicated it'll never work Indigo. That's a crazy plan. I like the roving, mad, letter enlarging wizard plan. I don't know. Nobody's gonna buy that. Oh my god. Both equally good, I think.
I'll be the coach co-leading. So.
All right.
I'm glad we took that time to forge those letters.
What if we throw the letters straight in the garbage and don't deliver either of them? What if we just throw the letters straight in the trash and we ignore this quest?
Yeah, let's just forget about this.
Oh my god.
Let's have to go become champion of wherever. That should work.
Yeah.
The graph. Okay.
Yeah, you should do that. Mm-hmm.
Let's do that
I mean,
instead
I want
of
to. It sounds great.
And then you can
Right?
get him to get rid of the dwarf tax.
or the paper tax.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice to know
And then you
about
can
why
get-
they're doing that.
Because
Put it
you
on
don't
our
like
list
dwarfs.
of things to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're
Bring
headed
it in
to. Did I hear you were going to go to one of these inns?
Yeah.
The last drop.
The last trip.
Let's try.
Whatever. Yeah.
Last drop.
Excellent.
Last trip. Last trip. That's the
Much
quality of their
creepier name for
ceilings.
some reason, yeah.
The last trip.
That sounds like where we belong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on our last trip
Yeah.
here, I think.
So you're going to go become a champion and get invited to fancy parties.
Yes.
Oh my god,
this
that
will
was
be your
on the
plus.
totally opposite
Great.
side of the city. Why did you name that one, Mina?
Okay.
That was the one that said in parentheses.
It's as
Some
far
of
away
the other
as
ones say in parentheses.
So you head across town. You make your way towards the Newmarket Ostor neighborhood, and it is a little further. It is you basically have to cross the whole city. You get towards the other gate on the other side, which has a separate viaduct. Although it is actually a little quieter over here. It looks like there's less sort of carnival-related stuff happening. Although certainly the whole city is clearly bedecked, and the whole city is preparing for this. But you also see that, like, in this neighborhood, there's some official-looking buildings. You notice one has is clearly got a sign out front that says the Commission for Health, etc. But the tavern itself, or the inn itself, is clean and bustling. And you head over, and you arrange for a room.
Yeah.
Or do we get separate rooms again?
We can share.
Oh, just the one time.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
We can one share
once a month.
Yeah.
for the potatoes.
The potatoes. Mm-hmm. We're all out of potatoes.
So you're.
Should I get you more?
No.
Just once a month.
No,
we're
okay.
good.
You go to speak to the proprietor. Says, "Oh, you want a room during Carnival Week? It could be arranged. It won't be cheap."
Of course not.
Every
What has
time.
been cheap during this entire journey?
Yeah.
I can get you a. How many of the? Oh, there are 4 of you.
Yeah, just 4. Only 4. There's no more. No more people came with us.
Right.
Just the 4 of us. Just the 4.
Amina's there holding all of her papers.
Yeah.
Didn't manage to grab a knapsack on my way over.
And we can share beds. That's not a problem.
It's a little bit of a
like
problem.
2
We'd like
beds and a
I've
good
been together
chair.
for a long. I better get some potatoes just in case.
Yeah, we're fine. Mm-hmm. We're fine. We're really fine, Bruno. You don't need potatoes, please.
We should have some backup potatoes just in case. You know.
We
I don't
will
know
get
what
our own
happens if
backup
we don't
potatoes.
eat them, but okay.
I could give you one of our larger rooms that will accommodate all 4 of you for the entirety of Carnival Week. I could do 20 Carls.
Holy shit! What are you playing with?
That doesn't include meals, mind. That's just for the
No.
room.
Just show the room. I would like to see the room. Let me inspect the room,
Oh, all right.
sir.
All right. Come with me. He leads you up the stairs, and to the upper floor, to a corner room which opens up, and you can see it's nice. It's got it's two windows. It's sort of in the corner of the building, so a fair amount of sunlight. It's not big. It has 2 large beds that each could clearly hold 2 people. It's not fancy. It does not look worth 20 Carls.
No.
But it does have a nice view out onto the city, and it does look clean.
Sir. Sir. I know it's Carnival Week. 20 Carls is a high price tag for this room, but I was expecting a little bit more, ambiance, to be honest. I would say this room's more like a 13, maybe 15 Carl pushing it room.
With meals included.
At least a mint on the pillow, or at least a nightcap every night, please, sir. Just like a...
Roll me a fellowship test, Yappy.
Yes, you may. Can I use my suave?
You can.
Ooh.
Oh no! I rolled a 2, so that would make it a 5.
Rico.
says yes.
Suave.
It's very high demand during Carnival Week. Everyone wants to stay in town. Nobody wants to go in and out every day. It's quite
I
annoying.
can see that.
It's a lot of demand. I can give it to you for 18 Carls, and I'll include breakfast.
Sold.
Right.
I'll take it, because I don't know where else we're gonna stay.
Okay.
Nice. Breakfast. Yes.
He's gonna buy
Yeah.
his own additional house with this money. Ugh.
right?
Yeah,
That's
I think there's
Big, probably a big week for them. Carnival week.
So what are we each paying 4, or Yeffy's doing the whole thing,
no,
right?
I just did the whole thing.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Yaffy.
Nice.
You're welcome.
I
feel
paid
like
for
the
this
side
work,
plot
yeah,
here
we had
is-
to do that, so.
Like the side hustle that's happening here. The fates have decided that all that money we've been saving this entire time needs to go somewhere.
Right, I forgot Yaffy is loaded.
That's right.
More so than the rest of us.
Well, welcome to the last drop.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. Well,
Is there a purveyor of fine bags nearby at all?
Or just bags.
Backpacks?
Oh, yeah, yes, there's a tailor just down the street here.
Great.
I'm sure you can
all
find
right.
whatever
Should
you
I
want.
go deliver these letters?
What do
Or do we want to split up?
I don't know that it would be very kind of us to have you deliver the problem letters all by your lonesome.
What's the problem with the letters?
Are they problem
They're
letters?
giant.
They're
They're
big.
giant
I mean,
letters.
they're big.
They're very big.
They're big, and that's the only problem
Can I
with them.
see the one that
I mean-
Ulrich one?
I mean, like,
Yeah, but don't open
what
it.
what did he seal that with? Like, that thing would have to have been the size of his shoe.
It
You
looks
know,
like
I don't
someone
know.
sealed this with a big potato, in my opinion. It looks like a
What
crappy
a
seal.
weird-
That's
What a
a
weird
silly
statement.
idea. Who would
Did you
even
get
think to
messed
do
up?
that?
Messed up in what?
I don't.
What
Just
would get
while
messed
you
up?
were, while you were opening it, nothing
You were
happened.
doing women's
Because I've done
stuff.
that.
These
You
are
know,
fine.
I've totally did, and I had to throw it in the ground, and I kicked it around a lot, and I said Patches ate it. But that didn't happen. We don't need to throw this in the ground and say the Patches ate it.
No. No.
Right. Okay.
No.
Just real big for some reason.
It's just
real
real big.
It's real
no
big.
We'll
reason.
say, when they ask, we'll say we don't know what happened. It wasn't a roving wizard.
Yeah.
This is as big
If
as it
they
was
ask
when we
even
got
more, we say all the papers we have are big now.
it.
Weird.
We could just say that the theologian has his eyes have been going lately because of older age, and so now he uses the larger print.
Larger print.
I think that's a much
Yes.
easier lie to corroborate. Yeah.
He writes
how big is one of these
extra
letters
large.
at this point, Paul?
What's
This
that?
big?
They're about
How big is the letter?
that's about
Practical joke big.
50% larger than a normal letter. So,
Big letter.
yeah.
This is like it's like the size of Bruno's whole body at this point. Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
lot of wax.
Big letter. All right.
I mean,
Okay. Okay.
Not
So
suspicious.
should we split up? 2 of us go to give the one to R. Ulrich, and 2 of us go to this Eisenhower.
You
I was going to give them
know,
both to Eisenhower.
we could
We
try
want
to
to get
just,
our in on
never
R.
mind.
Ulrich.
I know.
Oh no, sorry. What were we saying?
Wait, what was her plan?
Oh, just if we could get a hold of normal sized paper, we could try to just copy the 2 letters. Then they would be normal size.
What an interesting idea that I've never tried
Yeah.
before.
Well, then we'd
Never
have to remake
before.
the seal too. Because then the seal would be
Yeah,
all messed up,
that's-
and we'd have to.
That's a tricky one. How would we go about that?
Ooh, I
You
feel
could lift
like
the seal. You know, if you were to cut the whole thing off and kind of
that's a
place it back down, then the seal would be
No,
really
it's
big, though, and the letter would be normal sized.
way too big.
There's
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like if we could carve something, a hard something, like a potato. And we could put it in the wax. Great. Boom.
What a great new idea.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just
Ooh,
also deliver big letters.
Yeah.
I really feel like getting a big letter is not the weirdest thing that's going to happen to a guy.
Yeah. Okay. We could do
It's
that.
definitely
too.
not the weirdest thing that happened to the Grand Theogenist along his way.
All right. True.
I mean,
Okay.
if someone
Let's
handed
go
me
deliver.
a big letter,
I
I'd just be
get
like,
the potato
this
thing.
weird
That's always
letter.
something a lady would think of, is to use a raw potato, because you got them lying around. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Different
perspectives. Diversity of thought makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, sure does. Well, let's get moving and deliver these letters because we should go deliver those letters because it's almost tea time. So it's gotta do that.
What happens? Do you have
tea time?
It's when everybody has tea, Bruno.
I was invited to a fancy tea party. A fancy
what?
I was.
Why did you do a fancy tea party?
Was it Orlock here?
No, it wasn't Orlock.
We've been here for like 10 minutes.
She gave me a card, and she really fancied my Pig Goes to Market book, which of course she would because it's a collector's item because it's a signed copy of the Pigs Goes to Market. And it's double the size, so it's, obviously a very unique print.
Can I see the card? Can I see the card she gave
you? You can hold it. You can just hold it up.
You can hold it up, but I just want to read the words on it. So, right.
Sure. Do you take it with your bloody hand?
Yes.
You're gonna sniff. Okay. Yes. She get that look
like garlic. Makes sense.
No.
What does the card say, Polo?
It says Lady Harriet von Karstein, and it has an address that appears to be in the Geldman Kofseit Brotkofs section of town.
It sounds like they make sausage there. I love sausage.
Geldman Kofseit Brotkofs.
And when it's at home, who's that?
Kevin.
Oh, I see. It's K.
And it looks fancy, and it has a vague, a very light odor of like lavender.
Kevin.
Yes.
Karstein.
Yeah. Yes.
That.
Yeah. Yes.
That.
We should deliver the letters. Don't worry about this.
That's Orlock's vampire boss.
No, his boss is the other guy.
It's Karstein. He said Karstein.
The boss is the other guy. The other guy. I swear, we should go deliver the letters, though. We have the tea party later.
We're not going to the tea party. It's vampire tea party.
You're getting all bent out of shape about it. I don't understand. Manfred's his boss.
Von Karstein. This is like his sister or something.
Ew. Well, she seems nice.
She's got to be... I mean, she has to be a she can't not be a vampire, right?
She's out in the middle of the day.
Okay, actually, you all deliver the letter. I need to go find the biggest library in Middenheim here. I got a lot of stuff to look up
on. As you're having this conversation, having recently had to gather all of the very large papers out of the coach and try to smuggle them into this inn. There was a letter that was being held on to that was written to Count Orlock that was from Manfred, and you're pretty sure that it mentioned the name Harriet in it somewhere.
Oh my god! Okay, hang on. Start collating the papers again.
Excellent. I'll bring it up for you if you want to see it.
Thank you.
I didn't mean this to derail you, Bruno. I really did want to deliver the letters. There's plenty of time for the tea party later.
Gosh, she's leaving it. Harriet will travel to Middenheim to learn more about the conspiracy of toppling the cult of Sigmar. She's near there now, as is. And can perhaps bring a bit more subtlety. Well, she didn't take her pants off when she met Yeffy, so yes.
That's right.
Whatever, then that which you are capable. She returned to Alta for the meeting.
She wasn't wearing any pants.
Okay, it was metaphorically.
Oh,
I assume she was wearing a dress or a skirt.
Yes.
She was bottom.
Very lovely gown.
Yeah, and on the bright side, the letter is much easier to read than it was before.
It's true. It is. It is.
Oh my God! You gotta hold it way out. Each letter is the size of Bruno's whole head. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we should see her because she's on the. I still got some research to do, so maybe you guys can deliver the letters, and I'll meet you for tea.
I don't think we're invited.
I heard okay, so I'm gonna go with that. We're invited. Yeffy's invited. We're her entourage.
Her posse. And Indigo's the future champion of something. So.
Of the grass.
That's an excellent point.
Yes.
And I'm the renowned Dr. Bruno Feinbottom.
I'm your housekeeper.
I gotta find some fancier clothes again, too, actually.
To the Temple of Sigmar.
Okay, so who's going to the Temple of Sigmar?
I am.
Indigo and Yeffy. And Bruno and Mina are going elsewhere?
I was going to say, am I going to Elric by myself? Or are we going to do
different
I was
thinking we would do one after the other.
Okay, we could do that. I'm fine with that.
The test case. We'll see how well the big letter does in one place. And then
the big letter, yeah.
We'll take the big letter to the other place.
Okay, I will come with... But again, I do very much wish to stop by the tailor's and buy a bag for my things. And my large...
Okay.
Maybe like a briefcase for my large letters. Large books.
Alright, so you make your way across town to the Temple of Sigmar. And so is it three of you then, and not Bruno? Bruno's got something else going on? Okay, I'll come back to you, Bruno.
Isn't that just the way?
Yeah.
So the three of you head over to the Temple of Sigmar. It's a nice, good sized looking temple. I think here kind of towards the middle-ish of town. Yep. Oh, totally not finding it on the map. Anyway,
it's somewhere.
It is on there somewhere. It is a big map. You're absolutely right. So you spend a little time wandering around the town trying to find it, asking some folks. There it is. Jeez, couldn't be bigger. Okay, so you arrive at the temple. There we go. The very large temple, just to the north. You pass by. Let's see. I think you're down here at 26. Yeah, so you come up that road. You spend a little time getting lost and wandering around, kind of getting close to the park in the center of the town, where you can see they're clearly setting up something is going on there. There's a lot of tents and a lot of tables being dragged out, and definitely something interesting is clearly getting prepared over there. You eventually make it to the temple, and you speak with an acolyte and ask to be shown to Father Eisenhower, who eventually comes out. Is a somewhat older gentleman with a kind of a salt and pepper beard, a kind of weathered face. It looks like he was probably, fairly athletic fellow in his younger days. And he, who's in particular is asking here? Who's taking the lead?
I will.
Indigo.
Yeah, I was
Very
assuming Indigo because you've been blessed. #blessed.
He comes up to you and he says, "Oh, welcome, child. Welcome to the Temple of Sigmar. How can I be of service?"
Hello,
Yes.
Father Eisenhower. We have a letter for you from the Grand Theogenist himself.
Ah, indeed. He's only just left. Further instructions,
we ran into him on the... I believe so. I'm not sure.
Come into my study and we'll have a look.
All right.
He leads you back into a private chamber, and you hand it and you say, "Oh, it's quite large."
Yeah.
He cracks it open. This is a great quantity of wax. What did he seal this thing with?
A potato.
Oh my god.
And he begins reading it. I'm just gonna put it in front of me here so I can remember what the heck I wrote. Oh yes, okay, all right, etc. etc. Oh dear, by foot. What happened to their horses? Oh, they take a boat. Yes. Oh, I'll have to send some messages to Delbes. All right. He lifts a small bell off his desk and jangles it. Ding, 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 ding. The bloody taxes. Very good, very good. Well, this all seems fairly straightforward. Thank you for delivering this. What did you say your name was?
Indigo.
Indigo. Excellent. All right. I think that I may have forgotten to put something in this letter because you guys were named specifically in the letter, as I mentioned it in last session. So I must have forgotten to include that detail in the letter. Apologies. But he does read it. He says, "Oh, Indigo, and which one of you is Dr. Finebottom?"
That's right.
I think it would be equally funny if when Mina was copying it, she just erased out a reference to
Wow.
No,
Harsh
she would
but
never.
fair.
She would never.
I believe Dr. Finebottom is attending to some other matters in the city. Something about a library. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, is there any way that the temple can be of assistance to you then?
Well, we're here on some pretty serious matters. Possibly investigating some corruption of the dark powers variety. All of them, it seems. We don't have many details yet, unfortunately, but I guess we'll let you know if we need anything. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
All right. Well, I'll be here.
Also, we had another letter to deliver to R. Ulrich, also from the Theogenist.
Oh, indeed.
And I'll present the letter, the other big letter.
It's very curious. Where did he get such great sheaves of paper, I wonder?
No clue. They're kind of big, aren't they?
Indeed.
Never really noticed.
It's like a blanket.
The seal looks quite crude, doesn't it?
Oh no. Maybe it got damaged in travel?
Those guards are so, rough with everything when they go through the crates and the drawers and, of course, the carriage. And they were quite rough with a lot of our different items and things, so I'm sure there was something lost in the shuffle.
I see.
Yeah.
And this is to be delivered to R. Ulrich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
We could do that. If you want. Or not.
Yeah, you may have some trouble getting admittance to him, but that's fine. If you wish to deliver it yourself, you can. I could have it delivered for you if you wish, but it may take a few days to get an audience.
Can you get us an audience to deliver it?
Oh, I could arrange that.
We're here all week.
All right. Where can I reach you?
The last drop in.
The last drop.
The last drop in.
I'll send you a message when I've arranged a time. Like I said, it may take a few days. He's a very prominent person, He's the head of the entire Church of Ulrich across all the Empire, of course.
Yeah, that's a busy guy, I'm sure.
Indeed.
Great.
Are there any like guilds or important people in town that you could maybe get us like letters of introduction to?
I'm sure I could write you letters of introduction if you wish. I don't know how much sway my name has, but I'm happy to. Is there someone specific you're seeking to?
Maybe maybe the dwarven engineers or the architects guild or the wizards guild. No reason.
All
Just
of
throw that
those
one on
are
there.
good people. We should probably
The engineering guild will be difficult. It's been a bit of a disarray right now due to the taxes. Many of the dwarves are leaving town, and it's.
Yeah, what's with the dwarf tax? When did this happen?
Indeed,
How did this happen?
It's quite shameful, and I think, if anything, I think it perhaps is targeted at the Church of Sigmar itself, for we have great ties within the dwarven community. I don't know.
This is what I've heard, yeah.
I was very much hoping that the Theogenist, when he was here, would speak on our behalf to the Graph. It seems a quite unfair tax, and I should certainly like to see it repealed, but unfortunately I do not have the Graphs here.
So the Graph set this tax by chance, by random? Like, did someone make him mad?
No, I mean, it's the Graph. I mean, of course, the Graph rules the city, of course, but he has many advisors, and to be honest, he's not been terribly well recently, and I think these days it seems he mostly just goes with the majority of his advisors, and so I think he's probably been persuaded by certain members of that inner circle to institute these taxes.
Whomst among his advisors are people that you might be able to provide a letter of introduction to for us? Like, is there anyone who's sympathetic that we could maybe talk to?
Well, I mean, you mentioned the Wizards Guild, of course. I know. Give me just a moment here. What's her?
It is a big piece of paper, and we understand, yeah.
Jana Eberhauer is the deputy wizard at the Wizards Guild. Deputy High Wizard. I know her. I'm afraid I don't know the High Wizard himself. Helsaher is his name, but I could get you an introduction to Jana. She's a very, very affable young lady, and I'm sure that she would speak to you on behalf of the Wizards Guild, who I'm sure are just as upset as we are about the taxes, especially the scroll tax.
That seems
ridiculous.
unpleasant for them.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I would.
There's the Midden Marshals, of course, the commander of the Watch, the general, the marshal. I could give you letters of introduction to them. They have some sway with the Graph. Really, who you should be speaking to is the Chancellor, or perhaps even the Law Lords themselves, but I'm afraid I don't know them personally.
The Chancellor.
Okay.
Who is the Chancellor? Give us all the proper nouns.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Joseph Spossum.
Name everyone.
His name is Joseph Spossum. He is the Chancellor, and it's his job to put into effect the laws brought forth by the Law Lords. So he is definitely directly involved in at least in the recording and of the new taxes.
How new are these taxes?
They were put into effect about 2 months ago, I believe.
2 months ago. Wow.
They're fairly new. But not so new that they're not having an effect. You know, it's not good for the city. Drive out the dwarves and the wizards. I mean, these are crucial members of the community to the defense of the city.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
That is terribly suspicious.
Yes. And also, we heard about the champion of the Graph. That's a thing. Does that person actually get to talk to him, or is that just a ceremonial title? Do you know?
Well, it is just a ceremonial title. It's not a real job, as one would say. It's not expected to perform any specific duties, but as it is ceremonial, of course, it would be bestowed by the Graf himself, and yes, certainly the champion has the ear of the Graf, access to him. Dieter Schmeiderhammer is the current champion.
That's a champion.
Schmeiderhammer. Wow.
Schmeiderhammer.
Does he fight with a hammer? I hope so.
He is a master of all arms.
So we keep hearing.
Interesting. Well, very peculiar.
Yeah.
You haven't... Have you heard of anything regarding the Wittgenstein family? Recently.
I've never heard of them. Are they here in town?
No.
No, they're from Reichland.
Oh,
We've just had some
south.
unfortunate run-ins with them. Worshippers of chaos.
Oh, indeed. Well, I certainly hope none of them are here in Middenheim.
Probably
Us
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
I'll be happy to write you letters of introduction to any of these individuals you like that I can, when I have sway.
That would be
Sure.
great. Thank you.
Very good.
If you could write them on normal-sized pieces of paper, that would be.
Of course, yes. Yes.
It's
I
just
don't know about
ridiculous.
these large. Oh, that is very odd. Well, and I will send those along with the information. I'll have them written up and sent them to your lodgings, and along with the information of when I can arrange a meeting for you with Ulrich.
Cool.
Excellent. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Father
Of course.
Esmar.
Enjoy the carnival.
We will.
Excellent. All right, we're very short on time, but Max, can you maybe just tell me what's Bruno up to?
Yeah, well,
we can play it out maybe at the beginning of next session, but just I'm
nothing
curious.
important as usual. Yes, I want to go and find a place where I can buy more doctorly clothes again, so I can more look my part. And then I'm going to try to find if there is a physician's guild here to see if my credentials are still good to get in and use their resources to try to see if they have any information about vampirism. Because it does occur to me that we know almost nothing about it. Despite our great knowledge of, personal knowledge of several vampires.
Excellent. Okay, there is a physician's guild. You'll note that it is number 12 on your map.
Oh, great.
We will deal with that, I think, at the beginning of next session, your visit to the Physicians Guild. But other than that, yes, any things you want to buy, clothing, etc., is certainly available. Mina, you can buy a new pack. Any of that shopping stuff, I think we can just assume as you're wandering about town, it's easy enough done. So if you need prices on things, I can message you that stuff offline. Excellent.
Awesome.
That is about our time here, so we're going to have to end there.
Ooh. Great to be back. Boy, this is a long 2 weeks off. I didn't realize, it's been a while.
Long break. Excellent. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed our escapades, and we'll see you next week on 10 Dead Rats. Good night, everybody.
Bye.